Way up in Maine, Mount Katahdin is located in the wild Baxter State Park. So this is Baxter State Park. Here is Katahdin, and you can see the hunt trail at the end of the Appalachian Trail here goes up to Baxter Summit. There's the Apple Trail, and then a couple trails that come from over here, the Chimney Pond Campground area. But on the backside, so nearly everybody comes up these trails, but on the backside there's these two trails that come from Russell Pond Campground. But to get to Russell Pond Campground, you have to backpack there. We came from Roaring Brook, went up the Wassataquoik Stream Trail, stayed in a lean-to right there, did the very overgrown Falls Trail, and then stayed in Russell Pond. The next day, came up the North Peaks Trail to Hamlin Peak and went down the very slow Northwest Basin Trail. Then the next day, we did this Wassataquoik Lake Trail, and we canoed, and there's an awesome lookout right there. I'll show you some of that. The morning before our backpacking trip, we drove to the Daisy Pond area, hiked a couple miles to some nice waterfalls, and checked out the view at Daisy Pond itself, which is incredible. Then we made the slow drive over to Roaring Brook Campground to start our backpacking trek. Here is our lean-to for the first night, one of two at Wassataquoik Stream. It's a little more private than the other one, which is closer to the trail. That one does have more open views of the river, but there's a little trail that goes down the water. It's a nice sight. The next morning we headed towards Russell Pond, but first had to ford the Wassataquoik River. It was really high levels before we got there because they had a ton of rain, but it was what we're told is normal level now. The next morning we left our tent set up at Russell Pond so we could lose a lot of the gear weight and headed up Katahdin. We went up the North Peaks Trail and then later down the Northwest Basin Trail, and we did it that way in case there was bad weather in the early afternoon. We'd be able to get into the tree line faster on the Northwest Basin Trail. But it was super steep going down the Northwest Basin Trail. Ideally, it'd be easier to do it the other direction. You do get into tree cover much faster on the Northwest Basin Trail, but it's really just these patches of 6 foot tall trees, so it's not much, but in a lightning storm they'd probably come in handy. Ah! Oh! This is a new type of Tree whacking. All over my face. When's the last time someone's been on this trail? This is where it gets really steep and you end up scrambling for quite a long time. It takes a long time to not go far, and some of the trail is a stream. This is down in the bowl at Davis Pond. Awesome area. The hike down from Davis Pond took us a long time because the trail really just became a creek. Steep and still having to scramble. Overall, the hike took us 13 hours to do the 15 miles. Amazing views at the top, but really hard trail. This is a trail. The next morning we used this lean-to to get out of the rain that nobody happened to be in. We were in a tent site. And then went on the Wassataquoik Lake Trail.